Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a tough Champions League game away against Juventus, and we follow it up with a tough league game against Leipzig. Since you were last with us, we've been a little bit hit and miss in all honesty. Obviously, you were with us for our opening game of the season. We lost 2-1 against Leverkusen. We followed that up with another defeat against Frankfurt. So, having lost 4 league games all of last season, we've already lost 2 this season. We did manage to turn it around though. We won 2-0 against Mainz, 2-1 away at Nuremberg thanks to 2 very late goals, and a 1-0 win at home against Wolfsburg. We played Savannah Zvezda in our first Champions League game. We lost 2-0. We were the better team despite the fact that we went down to 10 men after just 5 minutes. And they got 2 quick goals after the red card. We managed to sort ourselves out a little bit tactically after that, but unfortunately, it was too little too late from us, and we just couldn't find our way back into the match. So, going into these 2 games, not too sure what to expect in all honesty. We have played some good football, but the likes of Nuremberg and Mainz, we should be beating them comfortably. That game against Nuremberg, we battered them, but we had to grind out the result in terms of the goal scoring. So, in relation to the league, we sat in 6th place. Obviously, losing the opening 2 games isn't ideal, but we're sat in 6th, following 3 wins on the bounce, and Leipzig just a place behind us and a point behind us as well. So, it's early days yet. I'm not too sure how we're gonna get on really this season. It's going to be a tough one for sure. I think, to be honest, in terms of the Champions League, it's going to be too much for us. If I'm being truthful, we've got Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, Sevilla, um, Sevilla, Basel, and Bilbao. Potentially, we could get some results against them, but then we've also got Manchester City and Tottenham. And I'll be honest, I'm not feeling too confident. If we can make it into even a playoff round, I think we'll have done quite well. But going into today's game, I just don't want us to get absolutely battered. I think that's got to be the target for us. Opacic is still unhappy at the club. Fran Garcia is unhappy at the club because we couldn't bring in a strong centre back to partner Rodia. And we're just really struggling to find our rhythm at the moment. Like I say, obviously with Casper Nilsson out, we haven't really got another option on that right hand side. So Chevlin having to play out there, and Stupar has had a pretty poor start. Unfortunately, he did score early on, but he's missed a couple of penalties as well. He's our best penalty taker at the club, but he just hasn't settled into his rhythm yet. And unfortunately, Cosmin Mania again, he's just struggled to get going. He had a decent start, but again, not quite got that consistency as of yet. So, again, target for today is not to get absolutely battered, in all honesty. They've got some phenomenal attacking players in Roman Chiesa, Vitor Roque, and Vlahovic. And to be quite honest, I mean, I think we could potentially target them defensively, but we've got a lot of work to do tonight. And I think if we got a result today, it'd certainly show how far we've come. But at the same time, I don't want it to build it up too much for us either, because like I said, we've got some very tough games to come in this competition. And will we manage to get through the tournament relatively unscathed? I'm not too sure. Eamon Carragher to Kone, back to Kitenga. Kone into Kitenga again. Swings it into the penalty area. Lewis Miley's there at the far post, and it's just over the bar. Not a bad opportunity created there. I'm finding as well, by the way, the more I'm playing Lewis Miley, the more I'm liking him as well. It doesn't matter whether he's in central midfield or out wide. He gives a lot of effort. We have signed him to a new contract as well. He gives a lot of effort, but because he's quite a tall player as well, 6'3", I think he is. He's been such a danger for us when it comes to set pieces as well. Shirodi are doing well to clear, but it's fallen for Pocho, Lucas Roman, and we find ourselves behind. And again, defensively, not good enough. And unfortunately, because we've got 1 or 2 unhappy players in Fran Garcia and Opacic, we haven't got the rotational ability to sort it out either. And it is costing us a little bit at the moment defensively. I'm really hoping we don't just completely fall when it comes to Europe. Oh my days. That's a great free kick from Lucas Roman. Pocho apparently is what he's called on here. I don't know why. 2-0. Job done for Juventus, in my opinion. That's two very good goals. And in relation to chances, I mean, possession wise, it's very even. We've actually had more chances than them. But again, we just don't seem to have enough oomph at the moment. And yeah, it's just not happening for us. Eric Garcia into Amir. Pocho, good interception, but I mean, Fran Garcia, he did well to intercept it, and then he just passed it straight back to the midfielder, Nemeka. And now Garcia just holds on to it and finds Amir into Pocho, who's completely ruined us today. And I think, unfortunately, when it comes to the Conference League, we had enough quality to get us through games, whereas the Champions League, I really don't think it's not necessarily that we don't have the quality, but we don't have the experience to be playing at this level. It was a poor challenge there from Katenga, and I think it might have just been outside the area, and it was, but we've already seen a great free kick today. And the last thing we need is another one. Vlahovic is actually going to take this one. And he swings it in, and Hind does well to tip it over the bar. But yeah, not looking forward to the rest of these Champions League matches, given the way that we've started. Vlahovic with a header there. It's a good save by Hind. We're going to demand more from the team. And again, front three just not getting in the game at all. And again, we can't really rotate a lot either. We've got no one for that right hand side, as I mentioned before. So we are a little bit short in certain positions. Here is Bremer into Raum. Coming down this left hand side into Vlahovic. Now Chiesa. We're completely being outplayed here in this final third by Juventus. And Locatelli with a strike. It's a really good effort. It's a brilliant save from Hein. And it remains 2-0. But with half an hour to go and clearly on the ascendancy here, Juventus, I think we'll do well not to get absolutely battered. And again, going forward, we've shown absolutely nothing so far. We're going to offer a bit of encouragement, I think. And hopefully we can just find a way of just getting something out of this game. It's a good ball down the left-hand side. Opicic gets there. Chance to get it into the penalty area. And again, a poor pass letting us down. Roddy doing well to get onto that, though. Lewis Miley loses out to Vlahovic, and they knock it forward. Roddy wins the header into Kone. Now Katenga. Moving down this right-hand side. It's a good pass, and Raum couldn't get there. It's come out for Chavlina, and Lewis Miley on the edge of the penalty area into Fran Garcia. Chance to get it into the box. He plays it back to Lewis Miley, and now Eamon Carey, and it's gone wide. I mean, Eamon Carey scored the winner against Wolfsburg. He's actually been in pretty good form recently, Eamon Carey. But again, it's just not happening for us here today. And all of our front three have been shocking. I must note that it's been a very poor performance. We're going to take Chavlina off, push Lewis Miley up front. Opicic is going to come off for Ulias Alma, and we're going to get Mania on for Stupar as well. And Manu Kone's had a very quiet game. So we'll get Reitz on. I wasn't expecting to give Reitz any play time at all, really, but he's going to have to show something today. And we're going to get Martins on at right back as well for Katenga, who, again, has been pretty lacklustre since signing. He's really struggled to settle into the side. And again, we'll offer a bit more encouragement, but I'm really not expecting too much from us. Again, though, in relation to chance creation, it looks to have been a very even game, but every single time we've had a highlight, it's largely been Juventus. And it's a 2-0 defeat. And my concern is with the teams that we're playing in the Champions League, if we do keep getting beat, I feel that we could suffer a little bit morale-wise when it comes to the league. And obviously, the league's the important thing. Oh, great. Chavlina is being linked with a move to Liverpool. That's all we need. So we'll have to see what happens. But in the meantime, we've got a few days to go until the Leipzig game. Hopefully, we can sort out a little bit and come back and get another win in the league. If we can maintain our league form despite European woes, hopefully we can still have a good season. But with the fact that we've got a lot of young players, I just don't want morale to drop majorly. But we'll see how it goes. Bear with me, and we'll be back for the Leipzig game. Okay then, guys, here we go for the game away at Leipzig. I'm not too sure what to expect from them. Like I say, given our European game last time out, I mean, morale seems pretty good overall. There are one or two players that are struggling. I mean, Frangashi is unhappy at the club because of the lack of signings at centre back, but for the most part, the rest of the squad's not doing too badly. So the fact that we're maintaining this morale is probably going to keep us playing okay, I'm hoping. Um, it's pretty much the same starting lineup. I do want to have Chavlina up front though. He was so much more effective last season when he was up front. But again, we've got no one for that right hand side apart from maybe Lewis Miley. And to be quite honest, I'm tempted to play him out on that wide right and have Chavlina up front. And hopefully we can find a way of getting this match over the line with another 3 points in the league. Obviously, the likes of Leipzig, the fact that they're behind us at the moment does give us a bit of an advantage. If we can open a little bit of a gap up to some of these teams that are going to be chasing us this season, it could work out vital going ahead. And hopefully we perform a little bit better. Like I say, I thought we played reasonably well against Juventus, but again, the goal scoring opportunities we had obviously weren't too much of a test. So we're going into this game, like I say, we want the 3 points. I'd be reasonably happy with a draw, but 3 points is what we have to come here for. After the way we played last season, we need to be expecting to win our football matches when it comes to the league. Here's Katenga. That's a good pass. What was I just saying? Chavlina back up front and back in the goals. 1-0, just short of 10 minutes gone. It was a really good assist, actually. Katenga doing well down this right-hand side. He just basically took the bull by the horns there, charged down that right-hand side, and it's a really good ball into the penalty area. And Chavlina just managed to squeeze in between the two defenders and give us the lead. Really well played. And straight away, though, from kickoff practically, Moscardo is coming down this right-hand side for Leipzig. Samu back to Moscardo, gets the strike away. It's off the woodwork. Katenga does well to clear. And we just about hold on to that advantage. As things stand, we're actually going to move up to third in the league if we win today, which I wasn't expecting us to be doing quite that well, I will be honest, but we need to just keep calm for now and see where it takes us. Lewis Miley swinging it in. Chiarodia's header just over the crossbar. And we've not been quite as effective from set pieces, I've found so far, which is a bit of a shame. Because they did end up being quite a good part of our game last season, but it is something we might have to keep an eye on. Anastasov here into Kone, now Eamon Carey, into Katala, Opicic, plays it back to Chiarodia, and Opicic again, playing it back to him, trying to work the space. Opicic again picking it up, and I'm not entirely sure what he's trying to do here, but he's found Eamon Carey, and Lewis Miley picks it up now on this right-hand side. He's got support arriving, but Breinberg wins the challenge, and Sayers clears to Moscardo. And it's a good challenge from Catala, and now Chavlina, and there is the second goal. He might just have gone too early. I'm hoping not. Catala did well with the challenge in the midfield, but the goal is given. We've done really well there. Catala doing well to get the challenge in on Moscardo. He just got his feet mixed up. I still think he might have been offside. You know, the goal's been given anyway. And that is a big, big goal for us in the context of this match. But again, we've managed to get Chavlina up front today, and he's scored twice. And he is struggling a little bit for fitness, though, so we are going to have to keep an eye on that. Because obviously, he's going to be an important player in all competitions for us this year. Again, Moscardo with the strike, and it's a good save from Hein, who, again, he's made a couple of mistakes at the start of the season, Hein, but I mean, after last season, I've been really impressed with him in all honesty, because he's not a top quality, he's not a top class goalkeeper in my mind, but he's really stepped up to the plate since Omlin retired, and I think we've done really well, to be honest, to have had him in the first place, because he did want to leave at one point because of lack of first team football, but we've managed to just keep things under wraps for him, and he's certainly shone in the process. And half time, we go in at 2-0. Again, Chavlina, 2 goals. He's got a yellow card as well, which is something I'm going to have to keep an eye on. And so far, so good. I'm just going to have a look at tactically, because Opicic did take a knock. That's what I was checking, but he is okay for the time being. Chavlina is struggling for fitness. We are going to have to manage him very carefully, I think, this season, because he's going to have to play pretty much every match. Katenga here to Kone, into Katenga again. Anastasov, Kone, just holding on to it in that midfield. Chavlina picks it up and finds Lewis Miley, who cuts into the penalty area, and it's a good save, really, that from Van der Voort. He just covered the angles really well, to be fair, and managed to get a block on the strike. Lewis Miley will take the resulting corner, swings it into the near post. Girodia was the target, it's cleared away. On as far as Catala, back to Miley, who I think may have been offside, and he was. Bit poor from Miley in that situation, to be honest. He's got to be getting himself back on side and stay alert there. Chavlina, I don't want to risk him getting injured as well. This is the other problem, but he's such a danger for us when he plays up front. Here's Opicic, plays it into the penalty area. Lewis Miley was at the far post, but Breinberg manages to clear to Moreira, and Leipzig look to try and build from the back and get it away. Breinberg here into Moreira. Miley can't get onto it, and it's played back into Breinberg. The two players exchanging plenty of passes down that left-hand side, and Samu into Cortez. Moving down this right-hand side now, after the switch of play, and Malebe has managed to get the goal. I think he was onside, because it was very well played across the penalty area, but it's actually been disallowed. I thought he timed his run really well there. We have got to be a little bit careful. We've dominated the game for the most part. Plenty of chances going in our favour, as you can see, with the match stats on the left. But we are going to have to just keep tabs on this. 20 minutes to go, and yeah, we're starting to struggle with one or two players here. And again, it's the front three all the time. We're going to get Mania on for Chavlina. We're going to get Stupar on as well on that left-hand side. And again, we've got no one for the right-hand side. And Lewis Miley's starting to struggle now as well. Not really an awful lot I can do in this situation now. Manu Kone can come off for Ornelas. Manu Kone is someone I'm thinking about selling at the moment as well. He's such a key player for us, though, at the moment, that if we do try and get rid, then I would rather us have more transfer revenue retainment at the time we sell him, because of the amount of money that we can get for him. Our revenue is only at 55%, so with the kind of player we'd need to bring in to replace him, we need all the money we can get, and it's not something that the board are particularly forgiving over at the moment. Here's Stupar with a free kick. It's a decent strike. It's just over the crossbar, and both of our fullbacks are now shattered as well. With 10 minutes to go, well, saying that, so there are midfielders. But I think we'll make the changes in the defence, and we'll get Martins and Havalon in there. Girodia can go out to left back. And with just 5 minutes to go, again, I'm really happy with the league performance. Lewis Miley, unfortunately, has picked up a potential calf strain. So, not ideal, because he's the only other player we can play on that right-hand side of Chavlina at the moment. But a very good performance, much better than the Juventus game. And hopefully, like I say, when it comes to the league games, the losses in Europe won't affect us too much. FC Köln managing to beat Freiburg away from home, and Frankfurt actually beat Leverkusen as well. Leverkusen and Freiburg, incidentally, because of that, we've managed to go ahead of them. So we're keeping up the pace, but again, Dortmund just dominating proceedings with 5 wins and a draw in their opening 6 matches. But we sat on 12 points, 4 wins out of our 6 games. It's not too bad. It's a similar start to what we had last season, but last year we had the draws rather than defeats. So again, a lot to consider going into the rest of this season, but oh my God. So Miley's out for around 5 weeks now, so not ideal. And prefers Chavlina to Haaland. As a Manchester City fan, I can assure you, personally, I'd rather have Haaland. Uh, but there's definitely not enough money running through Mönchengladbach to make a signing of that caliber, that is for sure. Um, Pretty good performance, like I say. Again, we're really suffering for that right-hand side going forward at the moment. Chavlin is the only one that we've got now. Miley's out for a month and Casper Nilsson's still out for another 3 months. So he could actually be back before January, Casper Nilsson, which would be ideal. I'm hoping I mean, overall, it's just his physicals that are suffering a little bit with him not playing, but the rest of his attributes do seem to be okay at the moment. So it is something we'll have to manage carefully when he comes back, but hopefully he'll be okay. In relation to the schedule, we'll probably get through all of October, in all honesty. Obviously, we've got another tough Champions League game there against Paris Saint-Germain. Three very important league games again. Hopefully, we can continue our recent run of victories in the league. And we'll probably come back for Schalke and Sevilla at that point at the start of November. I think it'll probably be a good place to come back. If we can get anything from the PSG game, I'd be amazed. Um, if we lose against Sevilla and Paris Saint-Germain, I'm kind of hoping that we lose the rest of the matches and not have to go into the playoff phase purely so that we've got focus on the league again. But that's thinking quite negatively in my mind. But we've got to be realistic this season. We've got bigger fish to fry, and we've got a lot of work to do when it comes to the Bundesliga, especially if we want to catch Dortmund or Bayern. So, until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.